Hi there Taurus, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is going to be your weekly intuitive tarot reading for June 29 through to July the 5th. Let's get started. I'm going to begin with your oracle cards here. Whoa, just touch them. I will give them a bit more of a shuffle actually, Taurus. Just going to pull your oracle cards here to see what your overarching theme or message is. Taurus, if you don't want to stay on for the shuffle, please do use the timestamp in the description below. However, when we move on to your tarot cards, the message really does start to come through and piece together as we do that. So you might want to watch that part. I generally don't pull the cards, I allow them to fall or flip. That's when I really feel that the message is not coming from my intellect. For shooter, throat chakra, some of you might feel like you need to share your voice or communicate a message this week. Maybe something you've had on your heart for a while. Let's see what else comes out. So, oracle card here for Taurus, please, from the Work Your Light deck. There you go, Taurus. The crumbling, what are you clinging on to? This is a lot like the Tower energy, guys, from this oracle card. So let's see what else comes out to see what you might be journeying that in. Got the Lovers at the bottom here. Okay, can I please have the recent past position for Taurus? What you may be journeying right now. Energies leaving, completing, or transitioning in your life. Taurus, please. The moon. Things happening in the half light. Can speak of deception. It's also a card of intuition. Taurus, let's go for your focus or current energy for this week. Taurus, current focus energy. Card of potentially moving on, a rite of passage here, maybe some confusion going on here, Taurus. Let's get your outcome and your future position, and then we'll pull the clarifiers from another deck. Outcome for Taurus, please, in this situation. Gosh, it's flowing across the room, Taurus. It's the Queen of Swords. This is the truth, the communication that we see in that Vishuddha Oracle card. The clarity, the vision, seeing things for what they are. I'm running out of room here. You know how I like to straighten up the cards. Okay, let's get the clarifiers. So first we're going to clarify that moon energy for you, Taurus. Akashic Records. That's an interesting little card, that one. It's an extra major arcana in that particular oracle deck, and that's my card of predestiny, or things unfolding as they are meant to, because there's potentially a life lesson in this for you. Let's clarify the Six of Swords, please. And that card has been coming out so much lately. Wow. Awakening. There's the card of Judgment, Taurus. And maybe a final judgment that has you moving on from a situation. Let's clarify the Queen of Swords. There it goes. Queen of Wands. Okay, fire sign energy there. Moving on to a new strategic direction where there will be new opportunities waiting for you, potentially leading you to a 10 of Pentacles reality, which obviously is all the beautiful stuff that we seek and desire that might be just on the outside of this situation. I would like to grab one more for the moon and Akashic Records. Not too clear, you know, what sort of realm we are operating in here, which is fine, guys. It's a general reading. You can apply this to the situation or the area of life that you may be journeying. For some of you, it could be in work and career. For others of you, it could be in love. It could be in a friendship or family situation. It could be to do with your financials, your investments. I just want to grab one more, please, for that moon and Akashic Records card. We have the Knight of Swords. Alright, perfect. We'll get to that. Alright guys, I'm going to start over here with the Oracle cards. We have Vishuddha. As I mentioned before, this is the throat chakra energy, and to me, when this comes out in a reading, generally means that there is something that you need to communicate to somebody. Generally, it's about communicating from the heart with truth and clarity, as the Queen of Swords would. And we have the Moon card here, which means that there could be something going on in the shadowy undercurrents behind the scenes, and it might be the time that you need to speak up and say to this person, hey, I see that there's something going on, you know, I've noticed it. I'm going to be the one to call you on it, to bring it to light. So tell me what it is. And that could actually bring down a tower. I mean, we've got the crumbling here, which is so much like the tower energy. It says, what are you clinging onto? But, you know, as you know, the energy of a tower moment can be a construct in our life that's built on a shaky foundation. It only takes one clear and honest communication to bring it down. So, you know, you could know intuitively that there's somebody's not being completely honest with you, somebody is doing something a little bit shifty or sly behind the scenes, and sometimes it only takes, you know, actually verbalizing that and putting it into words to bring that tower down. And the idea of the tower moments is that they are blessings in disguise, because they help realign us to our true path. So I feel like there could be a crumbling. It's asking you what you're clinging onto, and potentially you will be releasing that. We've got Judgment, we've got the Six of Swords here. So guys, let's start here in your recent past with the Knight of Swords, Akashic Records, and the Moon energy. So some of you might be dealing with a Knight of Swords. It could be an air sign energy, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. If not, it can be somebody that embodies those qualities, and it could be somebody who is quite a sharpshooter, maybe a hasty kind of always in a hurry type person, you know, maybe a harsh communicator, that kind of thing. With the Akashic Records and the Moon in this position, guys, I strongly feel that there is some kind of information that is wanting to come through from a place where it's kind of been kept in the shadows. So the Moon can talk about deceptions. There's levels to it. It can be just from a little secret to something that's not being communicated. And the Akashic Records, you know, that really, to me, is the card of predestiny, that this is meant to be unfolding right now in this way because there's a life lesson for you to be learned in it. Akashic Records also is that kind of library of information from the time that the world started, basically. So it says that everything from our ancestral line, every thought, every feeling, it's all available to be tapped into. So it really says to me that there could be some information coming through to you from that Akashic library. And I really feel that that is the thing that we're dealing with here. Whatever that truth, that secret, whatever's going to be revealed, could be from your own subconscious. That is what is going to have you moving on. This is what's going to bring a tower down for you. So it's funny that when the truth or when information comes to light, that's when, you know, sometimes that path forward is revealed. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing here. And I think just also with that Knight of Swords, the temptation might be to, oh my gosh, you know, this information's come up. I want to have it out with this person. I want to communicate and have my words and way with them. But the Knight of Swords can be that kind of argumentative or explosive energy. So we really want to come back to that message of Vishuddha, which is about, you know, controlled, clear, you know, emotionally intelligent communication. That's what I'm just going to say there. So especially if you are dealing with somebody who is a Knight of Swords as well, that could kind of get into a very argumentative situation quite quickly. Okay, Taurus, so in your focus or current energies, we have the energy of awakening or judgment and the Six of Swords. So I really feel that this information that's coming to light, or this communication that happens, is going to be that wake-up call for you to decide whether you want to stay or go in the situation. So this is the final judgment, right? The final judgment. And there's a sense that whatever the situation is, it could have kept you a little bit confined. You might have stayed in this because you were under some kind of false pretense or illusion. But now that the truth's out and that communication has happened, it's almost like lifting the veil on the situation for you. And it's your awakening. It's your wake-up call to say, you know what, I actually think this is not in alignment for me. I think I'm just going to move on. It is the card of the final call, the last chance, the forgiveness and all of that. So I ask you to really say, hey, is there anything to be salvaged here? Or am I going to start making my necessary rite of passage, my transition into a new chapter? And I think it's more the latter, guys, because the Six of Swords is a card of moving on, and it is with a heavy heart, obviously you invest in a situation for a period of time because there's a certain amount of emotional connection there, but it says that there is a greater peace and harmony outside of this situation if you do choose to move on, because it could have been a bit rocky for a while and it could have had you not living your full potential. That's often with that Judgment card. It's a card of liberating yourself, of releasing and freeing yourself from some kind of confinement. So that could be that the situation wasn't, if you didn't have freedom of voice and full communication and there were things going on behind the scenes, that is a form of trapping. That is not being free. So in your near future outcome here, Taurus, we have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So double Queen energy. So this is obviously, very mature, kind of sophisticated energy here. In particular, the Queen of Swords is somebody who is, for a start, victorious. She is a truth seeker, a clear communicator. She knows how to draw very, strategic boundaries for herself. She has that eagle-eye view. Sitting on that cliff top there, she can see, the situation for exactly what it is. And with that hindsight, by connecting those dots, she can make a really, calculated decision on how to move forward. And it says that, through sharing her heart, this is you, Taurus, because, if you communicate from your place of truth, using that Vishuddha, that throat chakra, if you communicate from your place of truth, with all the information that you have at hand, that is what's going to be truly transformative for you, because you've done your bit. And I really feel that you're going to make a really clear and strategic decision on how to move forward in a positive way. And this Queen of Wands here as an energy is very much the opportunist. She can see new opportunities, new pathways, and what is worth pursuing. She can really see what is worth connecting to manifest abundance now. So I feel like you're going to be moving into a new pathway. You're going to have that kind of eagle-eye view for how to move forward and where to go next and where to invest your energy next, whether we're talking in work, whether we're talking in relating, whatever it is for you. I feel like you're going to be eagle-eye and you're going to really have this newfound sense of clarity, this newfound sense of vision. And I can see here, Taurus, that you are the one that's going to, be in your integrity, be in your truth, and be in your light this week. So just make sure that you stay in that position. And I just want to come back to that 10 of Pentacles, which I have at the bottom of the Starchild Tarot deck here. I really feel that this is kind of like that promise that, that you are moving towards. You might have had a certain amount of love and luck and fulfillment in the situation for a while, but I feel that there's a sense here that it's holding you back or keeping you small or something like that, and that the next step for you is outside of the situation after we bring down this tower, because I ask you, what are you clinging on to that you might need to release in order to start making those steps towards your best life. Okay, Taurus, I think I'm going to leave it there. I do hope you enjoyed the reading. Keep in mind I'm reading for a collective. It is a general reading. It may not be your reading this week. That is fine. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. It might be yours next week. Do leave me a comment if you feel called to share. I read them all. I do try and respond to them all, and it helps me get to know you guys and connect with your energies. And we're back here, same time, same place, for another weekly reading next week.